Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is Clarence. As you know, earlier today we were on our Be Live session, and the technical difficulties were so crazy. Wasn't on our part, Facebook. I don't know what was going on with them, but we could not get that thing through the way that we wanted, so we kind of apologize for that. My lovely wife Lakita, she's normally right here with me. She had to go do her thing and work out and run some errands and take care of X, Y, and Z. So I kind of contemplated just scratching it. Don't do another video. Wait till next week, apologize, and move on. But then after some consideration, I said, man, nah, I need to do something, and I need to get this particular subject out. A lot of opposition towards this particular subject of I am enough, so it must be important, and somebody must need to hear it. So we're going to move forward with that. So I won't take as much time as we normally do, which is the 20-something minutes that we normally do. I'll make that a little bit shorter, and this won't be live. It will be uploaded, so you guys can get to it whenever you need to get to it. So we left off before things start messing up talking about I am enough, getting you guys to repeat after me and say I am enough. And so one thing we know, everybody's not the same, but I've come to find out something. Big people want to be skinny. Skinny people want to be big, is what we said. Tall people want to be short. Short people want to be tall. People that's light skinned want to darken up their skin, and people that's dark skinned wish they were lighter. And married people want to be single. Single people want to be married. I mean, it is crazy. Nobody wants to be themselves, and normally they don't want to be themselves because they're not really content or happy or confident with who they are. And normally that's because somewhere, somehow, somebody said being who you are is not exactly popular, and it's not well accepted and well liked. And so people start doing things like looking to be like who they see on TV, who they see in whoever society, whatever picture society paints and says this is the kind of person everybody needs to be. That's many times what people who are unhappy with who they are begins to pursue, and over time they become this thing that they don't even recognize. And over time, I find out they don't even really know who they are, when it's all said and done. Think about what we wear, what we drive, where we go, how we do our hair, and our personality. I mean, man, it's like over the years, society, if you're not careful, it'll just keep chipping away at your psyche as it relates to who they want you to be. And over time, society and people's opinions begin to shape and mold your identity, And the reality is, over time, by the time you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you're functioning, but who you are is unrecognizable. The layers that's laid upon your real identity based on what society has influenced you to try to be like, most of you don't even really know who you are, because you've become who others say you should be over a period of time for so long that you don't know who you are, and when you begin to peel back those layers and get to the nitty-gritty of who you are, you won't even recognize you. And the people that you're around won't even recognize you when you finally get to a place where you love you, like you, and where you're content and comfortable with who you are. And here's what I find. Who you are won't always be the most popular individual in the world. Society won't always love who you are. And here's what I find. People's opinion, of you doesn't necessarily have to make you, so what, you're a little bit shy. So what, you're a little bit aggressive. So what, you're a little bit bold. So what, you're a little bit passive. So what, your head is big. So what, you're a little skinny. So what, you got a little bit of weight on you. So what, as it relates to these things. So what, your hair is nappy. So what, it's short. So what? And you got to get to the point where these things doesn't affect you, because once you allow people's opinion of you to affect you, you will begin to shape and mold your life to fit who they ultimately think you should be. Here's what I find. You are uniquely, masterfully made and put together, created by God. You are a masterpiece of God. I mean, you're so significant that y'all know this story, but your fingerprint out of the billions of people that's on this earth, there is not one individual with your same fingerprint, both past, present, and future. That's awesome. Now I can see if they said there'll be nobody in the future like you, but there's not even no one in the past like you. Here's what that tells me. That tells me the extent that God went to make you and to create you. And when you realize that you're that significant and that peculiar and that detailed, that even begins to open you up to, man, maybe I am somebody, and you being somebody is not just what you drive and where you work and what your bank account says and who you married and if you got a hoopty or a 2017. Listen, whether it's a 2000, a 99, a 85, a 2015, 16, those things don't make you and don't give you your identity. Those are just things, man. But who you are deep down on the inside, that's who you want to get to, because there's something unique you got to offer to the world. And it can't be like everything else. It can't be like everybody else. Many of us don't even know who we are. We only know who we have become based on who society says is, let's just say, most popular. And there'll never be another you. No matter what goes on, there will never, ever be another you. I don't know if I want to use this example. Ultimately, you guys know what it's like to go to the barbershop, get a haircut, right? Fresh haircut. Or ladies know what it's like to go get a fresh hairdo. And then you put on a fresh brand new outfit with some fresh brand new shoes, right? And it's something about, when you go about your day, right? And you drive it, it's a different drive when you're feeling good about yourself, right? And so, you got the lane, yeah, and you bobbing your head. Ain't no music playing, but you feeling so good about yourself, that it changes your mood, your spirit, your mind, how you roll, how you feel. It changes everything about you when you love you or when you feel like you are somebody, But imagine having that same feeling, whether the haircut is fresh, the hairdo is fresh, the clothes are fresh, the car is new and clean. Imagine having that feeling all the time. And it's something about when you can embrace who you are, and when you can recognize that you are enough and that you don't need to be anybody else. You don't even have to compare yourself to anybody else. Listen, you are enough. There is no comparison. I don't care whoever you admire, there's no comparing them to you. If they're a millionaire, there's still no comparing them to you. You are so significant, and it has nothing to do, and literally absolutely nothing to do with stuff. Listen, you are significant, and it's something about once you embrace and receive your significance and receive your peculiarness, it's something about that changes your mood. It changes your outlook on life. You know what I mean? And to change your outlook on life, sometimes you got to get to a place where you block out the noise of who everybody wants you to be. And you realize, man, you are enough. Whatever your personality is, don't change it for people. Change it. And see, here's what I found out. This is what my wife said earlier. I wish she was here. I miss her. But here's what she said earlier. She said, if there's no improvements, if you don't make any improvements to who you are on any level, you are still great and you are still enough. If you make no improvements, imagine that in your unperfect state, you are still good enough. In your unperfect state, you are still enough. In your unperfect state, you are still amazing. Listen, you may not be the best mom, but you're still amazing. You may not be the best father, but you're still amazing. You may not be the best friend, the best husband, the best wife. You may not be the best brother, the best sister, the best student, the best coworker. You may not be the best at any of those things, but it doesn't bring you down. You got to know I'm still great no matter what. And man, you are significant. You are important and you matter. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? You absolutely, positively matter to this world. And this world needs you. It doesn't need a whole bunch of Beyoncés. It doesn't need a whole bunch of, I don't know who you guys look up to. It doesn't need a whole bunch of LeBron James. It doesn't need a whole bunch of, TD Jakes and Creflo Dollars and all these other people that people look up to. It doesn't need a whole bunch of them. It got one. And that's all God needs, is one of every individual to bring their uniqueness to this world, to impact somebody's life. You got more to offer than you're giving yourself credit for. I'm going to say that again. You got way more to offer than you're giving yourself credit for. And you just got to reach deep down in your soul to find out, who am I? And here's what I've discovered. You are not those things that society says that you are, So, man, listen, I can go on this thing for the next 25, 30, 35 minutes, but because this isn't a live session, and I don't want to exhaust the topic, but I did want to at least jump on, give you guys a few minutes to encourage you, to inspire you, to ultimately lift your spirits up. I did want to at least do that, before I move on. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything, and it doesn't look like I am missing anything. Listen, follow us at The B Tour, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of it. You can follow us at The B Tour. It's really important that you follow us and go to that Facebook page and click on that, or Instagram, whatever you want. We're building it up, but it's important that you go to it, because anything that we do, you guys get first dibs on it, because it'll come ultimately in your news feed. So go there, but you can also catch us on the website, www.thebtour.com. We are getting ready to do another B Tour stop. Go on there to check out the first one if you haven't already. Make sure you share all of our stuff too. Share our page, share our posts, share all of it. So share all of it so that you just won't be encouraged, but you have an opportunity to encourage somebody else. So if you don't have the words and all the stuff put together to truly encourage and inspire somebody, don't worry about it. Let us do all the work, right? Just share us and let us do it. Let us take it from there. So listen, thank you guys so much for taking the complete time to watch this video, and I hope something was said to give you some sense of encouragement and to uplift your soul. All right. I'm Clarence. I'm signing off, and on behalf of my wife and the B Tour, the B Live, we're out. Be encouraged.